Yeah. It's at PewTube Hockey. All one word. So PewTube. PewTube. Yeah.
I put iTube anyway because I thought you said YouTube. Just PU.
Yeah. PUGH. So there, that is working. Let's go. Yeah. No idea. Do I have to? No. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Can you? So I can't figure. I don't have my iMessage a bit engaged on here. I'm trying to send a link out, but where the hell is iMessage? Let me just search. Yeah, let me try this. iMessage turn on. I just get too many text messages, so I didn't want to. Don't enable it on here. Let me try this again. Pew Family 10. Send. There. I just happen to have a message from you from ages ago. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Actually, Heather, if any of these guys want it as well, like if any of the other parents want it, if you could forward it to them. So yeah. Check. Check. You're on camera, Cam. What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Here. There's the. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to commentate this game. I'm trying to figure out if I know enough players to be able to commentate here for everyone. But I recognize most of the Colorado players and a few of the Dallas players. But let's see how it goes. So this is the first game of the Rocky Mountain District Evaluation Camp. We were down here in Farmers Branch, Texas at Dallas Stars Ice. I think the structure is we got two 33-minute halves. I'm guessing run time. I understand goalies play 11 minutes apiece. Oh, they're 34 minutes. I'm not sure how they're splitting that 20 seconds up now. But so goalies get 11 minutes per period. And I'm assuming we go run time and just keep rolling. So each team's probably about roster 20 players from places, states in the Rocky Mountain region, including Colorado. So Colorado, Idaho, Texas, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico. And I think I'm not missing anyone there. So try not to interfere with the my other filmers beside me. So yeah, I'll take it. Just throw it. The USA Hockey also used this opportunity to do a bunch of official training, and that's the crew beside me are filming so they can replay and evaluate the officials on the ice here. So gold versus blue will play each other 3 games. Well, hopefully the teams are somewhat evenly matched to make competitive games. And then I think there's a crossover game tomorrow with the 16s group. They'll try to point out there's Lena Wong, number 11 on blue. Let's see, it looks like we've got Wiedenmeyer centering up. And Pugh, and I think the name's Fischler on as the D pair here for Team Gold. So face-off win. I think that's Harsh. Nice long pass. Quick float in behind the net. Retrieved by Blue. They come up the ice, intercepted by Karsh. That pops back on the neutral zone. A little ping pong back and forth. Back to Karsh. 60. Up around the boards, out to center ice. Looking for D to D. Up to Pugh. Puck jumps over her stick. She dances around a player. It's taken to the boards by Wong, 13 in blue is Macy Bell. Charged up 1-on-5. Lie in the corner with it. That gets reversed back around. That's going to be picked up by Gold. Gets there before the blue team. Back to Lie in the corner. She dances around for a pass to the slot. I think she was going on the weak side B, but it gets intercepted on the way. Number 53 is Zerby from Dallas. Poked out. Number 15 looking for a quick shot. That hits a set of shin pads on the way. Bounce to the corner. I think that's Cam Weil retrieving the puck. She's going to bring that back in. Looking for some help from teammates, but they're on a line change. Number 60, Haley Walsh. That gets intercepted quick. Quick shot on net, turned aside. I can't see who the goalie is for Team Gold down there. It might be Yokota. Mika Yokota, but 58. No, it's a New Mexico goalie. Walsh on the chase. Pressure on the blue team to throw that forward. Picked up and put back to the D. It's number 4. He's Charlotte McLean from Idaho. Back out to the neutral zone. I think Piper Brennick, number 10 from Colorado. And 51 is Meredith Egan. Sorry, I'm back and forth looking at the rosters, trying to figure out who everyone is here for the numbers. So Egan reverses that behind her own net. Comes back up. Far side looking for Wiedenmeyer. Quick up and over. An offside call on the play. Face-off win. Back to the Gold team. They're looking up on the boards through the neutral zone. It gets disrupted by Blue. Comes up back behind their own net. Looking for a quick give and go. Almost intercepted by Wiedenmeyer. She gets a little bit of a stick on it. 2-on-1 back down the other way. Pass over, broken up by D. They go straight on the board. Wiedenmeyer is going to be 1-on-1 with a back checker in pursuit. He drives through. They take her out of the play. Comes back looking for the player who's changing. There's probably 7 players on the ice here, but guess we're not going to go for a too many player call. And totally see what's happening, but it's a scrummel on the boards. Comes out, quick D to D, looking to center that. Sly with the puck coming in the zone. Puck comes back to Long. Long versus Pugh, 1-on-1. Pugh with the stick lie down, blocks that pass. Wild over to her D partner. Stop from a bad angle. It goes straight into the goaltender, and that'll be held for a stop chin play. Got 28 minutes left here in the first half. Playing face-off went back to blue D. That gets cycled low. Blue comes up with it. They center it out to Long. That gets picked off right away by a forward helping out on the D. There's Karsh with it behind their own net, or retreat into her own zone. Big stick check by whoever number 2 is. My iPad timed out. Wild back to chase for the puck. A good body position on the play. We go back around to the weak side. A good breakout. Pass to the neutral zone a little bit ahead of its intended target, so that gets picked up by the goal team. Quick back to the other side of the ice. Walsh goes back in their end, looking for the center lane. Player can't handle, and that gets turned over. Puck off a goal post there and wide. That's Mason Anderson. Quick shot goes wide. Walsh with a little tip around as he catches a toe pick on the play looking for it, and that is an offside call on the play. So I think they called an automatic offside where it should be a touch-up, but that's why they're in training. Face-off win by Blue, B to B. That's Caroline Harrington, number 1, another Colorado player who plays for Cushing Academy. Puck floated through the neutral zone all the way down. No icing on that play because it died right before the goal line. Go back over to Harrington. Harrington up to the point. And Brennick through the middle. Puck gets knocked off her stick. Feels back. Gold brims it. Goes for a change. Harrington back to retrieve. Number 5 loses it. Just a dangerous spot behind the net, but he covers and gets that back. Blue has to retreat back into their own zone again. Looking up for boards. That one gets missed, but Blue picks the pocket of that D. Good contact by number 51 there. There comes the Karsh up against the boards. Blue doing a good job at keeping gold pinned in their own end right now. Looking for the pass to Karsh. Probably could have argued that was offside because he went in backwards and didn't really handle the puck and didn't have control of the puck, but that's one for the instant replay. Wiedenmeyer gets upended trying to keep the puck in. Right, good shot on net there by number 56. Wiedenmeyer with a quick little flip shot covered up by the goalie. I think that's Samora and net on the blue team. Quick shot on net off the faceoff by Lai. That gets deflected wide. He turns this puck back. There's a pass over the wall, but that gets poke check quick. Goal does recover. Good heads up play for breakaway. Stopped by a goaltender. That's Anderson with a little scissor play to Wild. Wild steps in over to Bell with shot wide. Puck left there. Gold's got some space to bring that up. Right, that is offside on the play. Face off win back. Gold D to D, but fans on it a little bit, so that gets turned over. Blue defender's going to dump that in. Goaltender, a nice play up the boards to Lai. Lai's got a couple players pressuring her though. Back down the corner, looking for the reverse D to D. Looking for a chip and chase, but that goes straight to the blue team. Another interception here. A 15 flying, beats the defender. Goes in and tries short side, but goaltender stacked that up. Nowhere to shoot at for her. Dallas player, number 63, who's Mia Lindstad, tips that forward into the zone. Tied up, and Blue's going to chip that out. It's going to die, I think, before they wave that icing off. Quick up on the weak side. That gets pinched off by Harrington right away. Brennick would pass up the neutral zone. Blue enters the zone. Still with the puck, looking for someone to pass on a Sunday skate up to Harrington. Harrington sends a low shot in. No one could get a stick on that, so covered up at a goaltender and face off. 20 minutes and a few seconds left here in the first. So 56 is puck out, tipped in. Trying to get a stick on it by number 51. That was Egan up on the rush. Brannick behind her own net. It's going to reverse that back to his number 2, Ulela. That gets picked off by Zerby. Zerby steps into the play. Trying to look for centering pass, but stick on there. Anderson out. Nice drop pass. Aaron Wild have had some good chemistry out here early. So no over and up quick. That gets tied up by Q. Q takes the player out. That was Wiedemeyer looking for a rink wide pass. Shot wide. Pew. Oh, nice play. Pew to Wiedemeyer to Cart for a quick little shot attempt on net. A good scoring a chance there. It's kind of the first really good passing play that I've seen here from a offensive perspective. Face off. Yellow comes up with it, but still kept in. And Karsh on the pursuit there. He picks that back. Gets lost in escape. Anderson with puck. So looking for Wong. Back to Anderson. Who puck jumps over his stick, and Karsh is in here. Got someone on the back door. Can't manage to get a clean pass over. Wiedemeyer throws it in deep. Karsh on the forecheck again, take on a couple players. Could use some help from her teammates there. Karsh up high. Back to her in the slot. That gets stick checked out. Blue manages to get a little bit of a break. Stepped in on offside play, but pressure there. Walsh digging for the puck. Gets away with a little bit of a hook there. It was just quick enough to not draw a penalty. Actually, I don't know how they're doing penalties here. I don't think they are calling penalties, and maybe it's the breakaway format. So it keeps more girls on the ice, but also doesn't show what players can do on penalty kill power play. So good quick shot off the face up by Lai, goes over the net. That's dumped all the way down by Harrington, so that's going to come all the way back. Face-off win by Blue. I'm up 2-on-1 here. They can get in. Good solid back check by Walsh to get back there. Like fit Dallas player behind the net with it. Looking back to the point for Harrington. Harrington throws a low one down. It's just wide to the right side of the goaltender. Goes back. Blue's doing a good job working their low to high. Harrington on the retrieval. He spins back, looking for a player on the weak side. Zerby's going to recover that and chip that out. Trying to recognize pants here, pants shell colors, but there's a few that don't make any sense here. So pass looking for Wild wide. Puck gets intercepted. Lie's got it. Brings it back over to Zerby. Zerby gets tied up right away. Puck went over and shot dead on. That was going wide of the net, but blocked and saved by the goaltender. Short side attempt. Misses. Wild keeps that in. He throws that down behind the net. Puck lost out to the middle. Thrown over wide to Wild. Wild Piper Brennick with a little chip. Hugh heads that off. She's got some space to skate here now. 2-on-3. Looking for a high slot player. Anderson versus Pugh. He pushed that in the corner. Anderson able to chip it out. Old winger looking for a center play, but that ends up going straight out. Anderson quick up to her teammate. We'll drive in. She gets taken to the boards. Little shot looking for the high wide side, but forgot she got a player with her on a 2-on-1 there. Large sidesteps another. Can't quite get everything on it, but she ends up retrieving her own puck and own rebound and puts that into the empty net in the corner. So blew up by a score of 1-0 here. 12 minutes 30 remaining in the first half. Pretty even game back and forth so far. It's Egan over to her D partner. Intercepted by Blue right at the blue line. Those bad gray zone turnovers there. Hold on, I'm trying to use my left hand for tracking here. It's not working out very well. Little scrumble on the boards. It's gonna pop up. Egan has it. He's looking for Tarj. And that's gonna get thrown in all the way. Tarj ties things up on the forecheck. From play Wiedemeyer looking with a little bit spin around, but doesn't quite work. And for player in the corner, who's going to step that out, but it's tied up and recovered by Gold. They regroup back in their own end. Up to Wiedemeyer, pitches it out to Karsh. Oi. Sorry, camera-wise. Long side steps player to get out of her own zone. He's got some space coming in. 1-on-1, she gets through. It ends up being on the short side of the goaltender. He turns that one aside. Wiedemeyer. Poke check by Harrington. Recovery by Blue. The quick neutral zone play. Harrington could break it in. Blue number 7 looks like Penn's elite gear, but obviously not a Pittsburgh local. Lai gets a puck. She's gets around. She had the whole blocker side open and can't quite get control of the puck enough to aim that one. 10 minutes left in the first here. Face-off win Wild takes the puck. Yu comes back around behind her own net, shakes off the attacker, flips that out to the neutral zone. Wild a quick over to Layla. It's over to Zerby. Zerby throws it up the boards. Yu with retrieval, quick over to Wiedenmeyer. Wiedenmeyer looking on the weak side. Picked up. They got someone wide open on the back door and didn't make the play. I'm hoping the passing gets a little bit better here. A little bit too much blinders on the lanes to the net at the moment. Doing the over to Zerby. Quick up, and that's held in. I thought it was held in by Anderson, but apparently not. So she goes back to her D. Gold on the zone entry now. They get pushed into the graveyard. Picked up by Brennick. Brennick up to Anderson. That was picked out of the air by number 49 there. Luke comes up, has numbers for a 2-on-1. Coming down, that's Anderson. She has some good patience and waits and gets that puck over, and another dinger off the post there. That's a couple for the blue team. Back to D. That gets a quick rim around, but it's hard pinch by the blue liner, the blue liner. Anderson picks that up off the boards. Good block shot. Anderson back with the puck again. One-time attempt off shin pad, and that rebound comes back off the boards, but goalie makes a good play to stack that post and block that from being a scoring attempt. A reverse round from Egan, I think. Play kept in by Blue. Egan recovers that. He cuts up, runs into traffic. Goes to the left side of the ice. Chip off the boards and up. It's a little bit too far. Quick transition back. The 65, the Utah player. A shot off the blocker side. Long with the puck. Looks for the backhand of the middle, but that's intercepted by Egan. Bell picks that up. He has one touch by number 12 over to Wong, who gets upended in the play by Egan, and you get the first penalty called for a trip here. Again, I think this goes to center ice here. So Wong with a breakaway attempt here. Might get caught here. Goaltender turned that one aside. Egan comes back. Poke check by Wong. Again, that comes up to Card. She's going to go head back to her own zone. And another gray zone turnover here. It's Layla comes in, holds that in hard. 64. Turnover there. Blue's going to chip that in. Blue doing a good job at breaking up the breakouts from gold team at the moment. So high shot, deflected wide. That pops up the cars. Brennick retreats that back to Layla. Back up. Low shot. Kind of could have been dangerous off a skate there, but that misses the net wide. Zerby with the puck behind her own net. He pitches up to Lie, but it gets stuck. Zerby's got some room there now. He's looking for a cross ice over to Walsh. That hits Karsh. Karsh dishes that back. Walsh back to Pugh. Pugh ripped one in. No traffic though, so goaltender holds on to that. Anderson comes out with the puck. He's going to chip around Pugh. Pugh gets in her way a little bit. Official gets in the way of the cross ice pass and gives blue team a scoring chance. Deflection attempt goes high and into the net. Face off one. Pugh behind her own net. Puck's rolling a little bit. He stops that up. Goes back to Zerby on the other side. He blocks that pass attempt out front. Anderson behind the net. He dishes that back, tries to step out. Turn aside. The rim goes up to the blue player, and she keeps it in. Anderson with the puck. Nice pass, centering pass. Good. I think that might have been going wide, but good skate save. You don't see the skate save very often by goaltenders these days. So Wiedenmeyer on the forecheck. Pugh's got to go in for recovery. He takes the player into the boards. Zerby wins that puck out. She looks to cut the net, and that's probably not going to make it for an icing. Gold team gets a line change in. And a giveaway by last player back. Wiedenmeyer shot short side. Goaltender held on. Still 1-0. We're wrapping up at 45 seconds left here in the first. Win back by blue. Looking for kind of like a backhand chip out. That's kept in. Arrington. A good give and go attempt for her to jump up, but pass broken up. I'm sure the gold team, I think, forgot about the puck. Maybe they were offside. Shot off the shin pad that bounces out. So with that first half of play, shots on net are 12 for blue versus 10 for gold. We'll get a little bit of I don't know how long they get for a break, but I don't imagine it's very long. So So interesting, and a lot of times they don't switch sides in these like 2 half games, but they are going to switch sides with a long change. Puck back. Wild's passed along, up and over, but manages to meet its target. Good back check by whoever that was. 56. Curtis. 54. Fischler. Quick D to D over to Wild. Back up in. Number 7. Pass back. Shot picked up by, I don't know how to say her last name. She's a New Mexico goalie. Shot straight on, turned aside. Cars picks up the rebound. Goes back over to the other side of the ice to Egan. Egan looking to go back to Zerby. I think that's Zerby. Zerby, weak side over to Lie. I pop that into the zone. 56, he just like 56 closing up there. Purpose. Nice one-time shot on by Wiedenmeyer there. Derby looking for a player down. They've got to retreat back. Over the red line and chipped in. We got a 1-on-3 situation, but Anderson's in there as a trailer. I'm saying good spacing by Anderson to get away from that. That comes up to the point. Looking for a centering pass. That comes back out. That goes back to Anderson covering up the point. He goes down the wall. There's a handful of goal players there. So looking to stop that. Puck out to the neutral zone. Chip right back in. Nice play to ditch that off. Great play by the goaltender, actually, on that play to the back door. So that was a nice play by the forward to chip that over. Gold stuck in their own end for most of that shift. Back up Blue, shot in the point. Easy one, on the ice, turned aside. And I'm not sure where that player thought they were going with that puck, but it was a sure icing. Firing it from your own blue line. Face-off win back. He was tied up. She managed to make the play up to the winger. Please don't throw the puck in after the red line here. That comes back out. Oh my God. That one at least goes to the play in the net, so it's not an icing. That comes back out. Gold not really able to get anything going on the offensive end here. Hugh throws that back in. Rim around the boards. That's tied up by Wild. Hugh digs that puck out, and then it chipped up in the neutral zone. Harrington throws that back, looking for a weak side player. Puck comes back to Wild. Her pass intercepted. Big pinch by the D to keep that in. Still battling on the boards. Looking for Bell. Not sure why they waved that one off, but that pass intercepted. Pops out. Harrington keeps control of that for the blue team. Comes back in the zone. Shot straight on from outside the dots. Goalie's just going to hang on to that. Sworn not getting much of a workout down there for the blue team so far this period. Clyde brings it back down and finds some space. She's up with some speed. Almost gets her feet taken out from under her, but she's still got the puck, looking for a centering attempt. Too many blue sticks in the way. Egan holds that in. Pops out. Number 7 turns back, looking for the weak side. Back to Egan. Egan up to Karsh. Karsh brings that back behind her own net. Little shifty move to get around number 7 there. For a little bit of a backhand toe drag, but holds 2 players to go through, so that doesn't work out. That was off the stick of a gold player, so that's going to be no ice on that play. Anderson's still digging for that. Oh, good solid pass over to Wiedenmeyer. Wiedenmeyer looking to go through her legs. Quick pass over to Anderson. Blue keeping the puck in. Walsh looking for Wiedenmeyer, but that's going to come out. Blue back to their own end. Walsh to stick on that. She gets pickpocketed coming out. It's 3-on-1 the other way, but they can't get quite organized quite quick enough before the gold team regroups. Pass up 2-on-2 going in the zone. Wiedemeyer looking for the drop pass to Walsh. Anderson there to intercept that. Anderson slips Walsh on pursuing. Looking at the middle for Wong. That's off his skate. No shoulder check by the D there. They had someone straight on him. Wasn't really hustling to get back. Anderson behind the net. Little sauce attempt over to Wong, but Anderson then keeps that in. Back to Wong. Wong gets shot away and right in the goaltender's glove and stoppage in play. We got 25 minutes left. That's face-off win. It's a big pinch. And a turnover. Little poke by Pugh. Get that puck out. Old man's to hold on, but that's broken up by Ulela. Poked in by Bell. There was some breakaway space there, but that gets undone. 2-on-1 coming in. Again. Shot on these 2-on-1s with the back door wide open. Anyway. And a shot right into S'more's glove. Quick pass in the middle. Brennick picks that up. Tips it over to a partner. Egan takes her into the boards hard. Lai picks that up with some speed. A little drop pass back to Egan, who fans on it. Lai throws that back deep. Brennick with a shifty move to kind of get out of trouble. And that gets picked up by Gold over to Karsh for the middle. Who's get caught on line change. He's got 1-on-2 coming in. He goes for the spin around, but number 4 was having none of that. Back in, chip around the Gold D. Little backhand sauce looking over. Gold running around a little bit here. That looked like a penalty. So Wiedemeyer will get a chance to chance for a breakaway here. Wiedemeyer in. A nice move on the fake to the backhand, and I'm back through. So Wiedemeyer scores on her penalty shot attempt. Making it 2-0 for the Gold team. Blue out shooting them 18-13 at the moment, though. Ours picks that up in the corner. Tries to backhand it deep and hits a set of shin pads. It's a pocket pick there. Dice picks it up in the neutral zone. Stop, and that's thrown out. And Anderson with a good little backhand play to Wong on the line change there. A late line change. Goaltender reads that. Okay, I got to calibrate this thing for my left hand here. What's going on? There we go. The puck comes back around. Harrington jumped in to keep that down low. Ball sends it around a reverse. Scramble in front. Some of these gold forwards need to stop one touching it off right directly to the other team here if they actually want to get out of their end. Face off wing straight back to Harrington. She hits a set of thin pads, but managed to take the player with her. So he holds that player up at the blue line. He spins around, hits the player, rips one off the blocker. Little toe drag, poke check. That giveaway right in front. I didn't even noticing when they changed goalies. Actually, that looks like Dakota to me in net. Just as I said that, she's out of the net. So long shot by B. Egan picks that up. She's got some space and some numbers here. 3-on-2 with one back checker. She pitches that off the lie. That goes. Goalie ducks down. Lie with the puck behind the net. He goes straight out in front. I think the goalie got a paddle on that one. Like over to Lie, back up to Egan. Egan's shot deflected wide. Okay, going wide of the net. Little chip and chase. That'll send Blue down. And a bar down goal from number 15 in Blue on that breakaway. Open up the scoring for Blue. So 2-1 in favor of Gold at the moment. 16 minutes left in the game. It's Brennick fights through to win that face-off battle, get control of the puck. Fields back to the point. Shot wide. Point pinches in, looking for sending attempt. I think that's Bell, number 13. Was back. Another shot kind of going wide, but goaltender puts a blocker on it. Blue retreats back into their zone. That comes straight back to the gold team. I'm not sure where that play was going when the D partner wide open. Good backdoor drive by Bell to try to get a stick on it. Blue walks off the boards. Recovered. Pass not quite on the stick of the D, so that's going to send back in the blue zone. They're going to come back up to Joel. Joel goes for D partner and turned over direct to the blue team when they go back into their own zone. Blue cross, they got room to shoot, and they're going to snipe one. I don't know if I missed that on the video because I was not quite paying attention, but wherever the D was, let them back way, way in, and then left the center lane wide open to him. So all tied up at 2. There's Wong and gets tripped up on the play. That comes out to Wiedemeyer. Wiedemeyer toe drag through and pass off the Karsh. Goaltender made a nice save on Karsh, kind of going wide there. Probably the most dangerous player one-on-one out here. Quick shot attempt. Walsh takes Layla into the boards hard. Wild reverses it over to Wong. Quick up to Anderson in the neutral zone. She can't quite hang on to it. And Layla looking weak. That gets intercepted. It's up around. Shot blocked by Wild. That's dished around. Wild's got to fight to get position. He's runs it over to Anderson. Walsh is going to fire it in cross corner. Turnover. Good. Hands out to Walsh. Puck was loose there. Walsh tried to reach for it on the backhand and couldn't quite reach, but okay, well, there's another goaltender change. So I'm noticing them more now. So face-off win goes back. It's back to Egan. Egan back to Egan again, puts it down the wall. Egan takes a high shot, gloved by the goaltender. Puck tied up. Blue defender comes up with the puck. He goes back around. Lie over to Egan. Up and another dump in. That pass in the air. Pew's going to go back on the retrieval. You lose the one. Blue gets a shot on net here. That goes around the Pew. Pew's got a bit of room to skate now. He's quick pass up. I think that looks like Kukla. He ties that player up on that. Oh, a rebound pops out directly to a player on the back door there. There's two blue players. No goal, one gold player. All right. So it's going to look something up here. Oh, big rebound. Sorry. Got distracted here. 2-on-1. Harsh, wide open. Player couldn't quite get the handle on it, so missed attempt to headman that puck. Comes back on neutral zone. Blue to the boards. Pass deflected. Blue player. Decent rebound on that. Gold had a player coming in looking for the rebound, but puck poke check over D to D over to Zerby. Zerby with a shot in. Bell slips out of the check, but then that gets poke checked. So he's going to rim that around. Lots of snow on that boards. Brennick in 1-on-1. Nice little move around the player. Can't quite beat the goalie though. Nice move to get a one on the goalie, and that's going to be a penalty right there. Sorry, I don't think I was in enough in the corner, but it was a bump from behind on Wiedenmeyer. Wiedenmeyer scored on the breakaway attempt before, gets a chance to even the game up here. 7 minutes remaining. See if she goes to the same move with a different goalie or tries up something new. Different move and nets that on the backhand attempt. So Wiedenmeyer with a couple of breakaway goals here. Walsh with a face off. Brennick pops in and wins that though. She drops it back to Bell. Harrington gets clean shot that gets gloved by the goaltender. Harrington's going to keep that in. Throws that deep. High deflection. Jump ball for it, but that's going to get retrieved by Harrington back in her own zone. He goes over to Bell. That's going to get tied up in the boards. So a 50-50 puck at this moment, and a bullet battling behind the net. Puck comes up wide open to D, and that's a shot right in the numbers. Stepped in by Egan. Goes back D to D. Egan up the middle to Wong. Wong over to Anderson. Wong looking for the give and go with Anderson. Anderson picks up the puck in the corner. Going to cycle that back low. Comes out to Wong. Puck gets rimmed back around. Blue D holds that in. Good stick by number 65. Goaltender comes out to play and misplays it. So luckily Layla picked it up. Layla up the ice. Throws it in. Anderson on the forecheck. Turns over the puck. Back up to the point. It's thrown deep. Long. Back up to the point. Look over for a one-time shot. Puck's still loose, I guess, but no, it's covered now. It'll be a face-off. The right of the goaltender, I think. Goal gets the face-off win. Few chips that around to her partner. Quick up the lie. Lie goes back. Going to take the puck up the middle. Tries to backhand that. Hughes keeps that puck in. She gets poke check trying to drive in. Held up by a goaltender. Face-off win by goal again. That gets it's sent over. Huge puck behind the net. He goes for the wide reverse, but player doesn't pick it up on the boards. Harrington with the puck down low. Throws it towards the net. That gets kept in again by the D. Someone's got to pressure. Come on. Throwing in deep. Hugh picks that puck up to the boards for breakout, and they had numbers, but they went the wrong way. Oh, my goodness. And that boards is getting snowy over there on that far side of the ice. 1 minute left in the game here. Zerby manages to keep that puck in. Our sidesteps. Chance to win the game in the last minute. Off the goaltender and wide. Blue comes up with it. And pass up to Bell. Bell in alone. He turns it back. Passes up. Now you got a 2-on-1. Wiedemeyer and Karsh. Wiedemeyer's pass deflected, and that hits the top of the net. Karsh has it again. Another shot on. And a goal at the last minute in the dying seconds of the game. 15 seconds left in the game. Put the gold team up by a score of 4-3. And that will be the game here. I think I will try to stream the other games as well. There should be three more games this weekend. 2 tomorrow, and then 1 on Sunday. So. All right, signing off.